Good day, welcome back to my neck of the woods. My name's Dika, where I share my experience and knowledge, hoping to lessen your learning curve along the way. So today, another broadhead review. This is one that I have used in the past on deer. These are just two heads that I have left over. I'm going to give you my review on what I think and how often I use it and what animals I use it on. Before I get started, please subscribe to the page, like some videos, and make some comments. Everyone knows that I like the comments. I really love hearing from people. It really helps me learn. So, this is the Schwacker. Schwacker has made a big name for itself over the years, and it is a very, very popular mechanical head that is on the market today. There are multiple versions. This is the I want to say it's the original version, but I'm not sure that it is. I think that there was a 1 3/4 cut prior to this. This is the 2-inch cut, but this is 100 grain. Now they go upwards of 2 and 3-inch cuts, and I think they have a 125 head. They possibly could have a 150 head too. I'm going to break down the design for you and what I think about it and my experiences after shooting a deer with it. Excuse me. So, it has a very stout, robust chisel tip to it. It is solid as a rock. I mean, I have no doubt that that would go through bone when it hit it. Next, you have a retention band here that holds the blades in. And then you have these sort of two, I believe that they call them winged blades. And those are the first initial ones that are going to come in contact with the animal you hit. So you're going to hit the animal this way, and those are going to cause tension right here, causing that retention band to break off. And then we have this sort of skirted issue, and this is where the broadhead fits into the ferrule. I've never had any problems with the threading. It fits in perfect. There is a sort of Allen key right here. You can adjust the tension of the blades. You can even take the blades off, but they don't sell replacement blades. So this broadhead is a one and done. I suppose that you can sharpen it. You could take these off and sharpen them, but I've taken one of these apart, and the threading on this Allen here almost dissipates as you. I don't think it's meant to be taken off. I guess that's what I'm getting at. I think when the broadhead was constructed, it was constructed to stay together and kind of be a one and done. So we have this little retention band here that when the animal hits this and these come out, and that's going to break. See how much tension it takes for me to break it. Good amount of tension. But I'm not hitting an animal either. So this is what the beautiful broadhead looks like when it's opened up. There's the other one right here. It's gorgeous. And this design, I am not necessarily a fan of. And I'm going to explain why. So we have it. I'm going to digress here. So this is what happens. So we have this, and this portion of this variant of the broadhead hits the animal. So it's going through the animal, and so what happens is these have to open inside the animal. So if you can imagine, hit this, and then you have these two little points that come out, and then this way, this way, this way. It kind of works against like inertia. It works against the natural progression of how a broadhead moves through an animal. This will actually slow it down tremendously. And they have these sort of, they call them winged blades on the front here. And like I said, they come in, and it's sort of designed to sort of hit the ribs and then open up like this. Now these, out of the box sharpness, not excellent by any means. There are many broadheads on the market where out of the box sharpness that you can't even touch the blades. You can't even touch them, or you're going to cut yourself. This broadhead, the Schwacker, is not one of those broadheads. You would have to, run this over a strop or touch them up before I would consider shooting an animal again with them. Like I said, I did shoot a deer one time, and I was not pleased at all. I did not get full penetration, and I was inside of 20 yards. It was a broadside shot. I hit lung tissue. I did recover the animal, so I guess that's the most important thing. I did recover the animal. It had a lot of internal bleeding. But if you can see right here, these wing blades, they're single beveled. There's one on this side. Oopsie. And there's one on this side. I would think if they just kept this design without it opening, it would have that single, it would be that single bevel, almost like a double single bevel. If they could sharpen it all the way on both sides, it would just corkscrew through the animal. Now, granted, it would only be a 1-inch cut, but there are plenty broadheads on the market that are a 1-inch cut or just under that are more than adequate for deer hunting. I mean, you could even make this design bigger. It has a wonderful, wonderful chisel tip. It's very stout, very robust. And those single bevels, if it just kept it like this, it would go through, and the single bevels would cause it just to corkscrew through the animal and probably get way better penetration, in my opinion. So what happened with the deer that I shot? So the deer that I shot, it had a very small entry hole. It was roughly the size, 1 inch, and it was just a tiny little slit. And it didn't really bleed out of the cavity. The few people that I do know that have used these, if they do go all the way through the animal, they make quite a robust exit hole. I mean, upwards of a 2-inch cut, but it takes a lot of energy for this broadhead to open. So unless you're shooting heavy forward of center arrows and some poundage, and maybe you have a long draw length, this broadhead could work for you. But there are a lot of people out there that have shorter draw lengths. They're using lower poundage bows. I would say that this is not a candidate. If you're shooting upwards of 70 pounds and you have over a 28-inch draw length, it could work for you. At the time, I was shooting 65 pounds. I have a 29-inch draw length, and I was inside of 20 yards, and this went about 3/4 of the way through the deer. I did recover the deer. That's the most important thing. But my overall rating for this would be like a 5 out of 10. I think obviously it flies like a field point. It doesn't make any noise through the air. I would keep this design, just this single bevel design. I think they're onto something with this single bevel. You could even make it some sort of a mechanical where these sort of bend in the opposite direction. So they would be, when they get into the animal, they bend the opposite way. That would be a cool design. Maybe Schwacker will come up with it. Maybe someone will listen to this and come up with it themselves. But that single bevel on both sides would cause it to corkscrew. It's got, like I said, robust. Overall, the broadhead itself, I think it's durable. I think these blades are strong. I do know that a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of other testing out there, that these, when people shoot through mediums that are not deer, when they shoot through steel drums and whatnot, these bend or break off, rightfully so. But that's my review on the Schwacker broadhead. Like I said, this is the 100 grain version, and it is a 2-inch cut. I am not pleased with it, but for some reason, I still use it on turkey. I spot and stalk turkey. Most of my shots are inside of like 15 yards, and I get full pass-throughs with turkeys. And usually the turkeys don't even run that far. And if anyone's hunted a turkey with a bow, it's not an easy feat. So I use them on turkeys, and I've tried just like traditional broadheads like Muzzy and other ones, and I don't get the results that I get with this mechanical broadhead. For whatever reason, it works on turkey for me. I mean, I'm not following blood trails for turkeys. It really pins them down and stops them. Maybe it's that this whatever's opening inside just causes damage. All right, that's all I got for you. Hopefully this helps you along the way, lessens your learning curve. Subscribe to the page, like my videos, make some comments. You really know that I love the comments. I really love to see what other people's experiences are with this, but mine was poor at best. All right, be well. Till next time, I'll see you guys later.